So, good morning students. This is the lab class for week 3 and in this lab we are going to cover two important concepts which are overloading and overriding. You have already covered overloading in your Java 1, but overriding we have covered in inheritance. So for the overriding we are going to do examples, more examples. First of all, I'll be discussing the questions based on overloading, then on overriding. Just to give you an idea regarding the overloading and overriding, what is the difference between the two? Overloading means methods having multiple methods with the same name, but with the different signature type or different parameters. So overloading means I have multiple methods. The methods are with the same name, but either their return type is different or their parameter is different. If the parameter is same, number of parameters are different. That is called as overloading. This was the concept which we studied in Java 1. Overriding. Overriding is a concept which belongs to the inheritance, which we studied in our theory class. Overriding means when the child class has the same method name with the same parameters as defined in the parent class, then the method is said to be overridden by the child class. So just a thin line of difference between overloading and overriding is that in overloading the methods have the same name, just only the different return type or the different parameters. But in case of overriding, method name is same, return type is same, number of parameter is same, type of parameter is exactly same. So this is the thin line of difference between the overloading and overriding, and we are going to discuss we are going to solve the questions based on overloading and overriding in this lab class. So first of all, we will solve the questions based on overloading and then overriding. The question first is solved for you in the lab in this lab sheet only. So as to give you an idea. After that, I will be solving one or two questions, and if there are more questions, one question you will be doing by yourself. Alright, so let's start with this. So, create a class shape and overload the method parameter. So first we are going to discuss the concept of the overloading. So here we need to overload the method parameter. That means we need to define the parameter method multiple times. The first method takes only one parameter which is of type double. Second method takes two parameters which are of type double. Third parameter takes three parameters and which are of type double. Now first method, what it should do? It should find and display the perimeter of a square. Second parameter method, it should find and display the perimeter of a rectangle. And the third parameter method should find and display the perimeter of a triangle. The formulas are given over here. So let's just check how to do it. So create a class shape. So here we have created a class shape. Now we need to overload the perimeter method. So we have defined the first method perimeter. Now the first method should take only one parameter. So we have defined a parameter of double type and we have named the parameter as A. And inside it we are just calculating the perimeter of a square, and the perimeter of a square is given by 4 multiplied by side. The second perimeter method, it should take two parameters. So inside it I have passed two parameters of type double and it is calculating the perimeter of a rectangle. The third perimeter method, it should take three parameters of type double and it should calculate the perimeter of a triangle. Now if you see, I have three methods: perimeter, perimeter, perimeter. Their return type is same, void. All the methods are not returning anything, but the only difference is that the type of parameters, it takes one parameter, it takes two arguments or parameters, it takes three parameters. So these methods are overloaded. Now when we create the class test, we will create the object of the shape class. Now based on what type of perimeter method we have called over here, passed over here, what type of argument we have passed over here, that particular method will be called. So if we have passed only one argument, then the first method will be called. If we have passed while calling the parameter method 2 arguments, then the second method will be called. If we have passed 3 arguments while calling the parameter method, then the third parameter method will be called. So this concept is called as overloading. Now let's try to do another question. Question number 2, I will do it now. Question number 3, you will try to do it by yourself. So let's try to do it. Create a class named calculator. I will create a class called calculator. Alright. So the class name is calculator. Public class calculator. Now what this class should do? This class should overload the area method. Now overloading the area method, I have to define area method 3 times. First method should take one parameter, second should take 2, and third should take 3 parameters. And then I have to find and display the area of a, first of all, in the first method it should display the area of a square, then rectangle, and then trapezoid, and then we have to call the test method. So what will I do? I will just write over here public void area, and it takes one parameter of type double A. Now what we have to do? We have to calculate the area of a square. So area of a square, the formula is given over here, side multiplied by side. So let me just write over here P is equals to A multiplied by A, and system dot out dot println the area of square is plus P. Now I have to define this area method again. I have to redefine, overload this area method again. Int P because double, I should write here double. The method name is println. Alright, now we have to define area method again. So either I have a choice, I can write void, I can define the return type of a method. So I can write like this, public void area double A double B. It's a overloaded method with the same name but different number of parameters, but both the methods do not have any return type. It's void. Now it's completely fine if I define over here the return type of a method. For example, I make the return type of the method as double over here. Now again they are overloaded methods. So how do I need to now calculate the area? This method should return something. So going over here, area method to find and display the area of a rectangle. Now this should find and display, but in this case we can only find, we cannot display, because here I cannot write the system dot, I will not include the system dot out dot println statement. Rather than I will include in the main method when I am calling this method. So it should display the area of a rectangle, and the area of a rectangle is length multiplied by breadth, or side A multiplied by side B. So A multiplied by B. This is also completely fine. So these are now two overloaded methods. The last one is I have to define again area method. Now this method should take three parameters, double A, double B and double C. Now this should calculate the area of a trapezoid. Now how to calculate the area of a trapezoid? The formula is given over here. I will declare a variable double P is equals to 1 by 2 multiplied by A multiplied by B and then multiplied by C. Now I have to print also system.out.println the area of trapezoid. Trapezoid is plus P. So now I have defined three overloaded methods in the class calculator. Now I will define the test class or the main class. Let me give it a name, test calculator. Now I will create over here an object of the calculator class. Calculator C is equals to new calculator. Now I have three methods, three area methods defined in the calculator class. Now which area method should be called will depend upon which type of arguments I am passing to the area method. So for example, if I pass C dot area, I just pass over here one argument, for example 2. So that means first area method will be called. Now if I pass over here C dot area 2, 3, 4. So now the third area method will be called. And now if I pass over here C dot area 2, 4, second area method will be called. Now in case of this second area method, it will not print anything. Why? Because there is no system.out.println statement. So I will write this in system.out.println the area of rectangle is plus C area. So in this case the first area method will be called, which is the square. In second case, third area method will be called, which is calculating the area of a trapezoid. And in the last one, second area method will be called, which is calculating the area of a rectangle. So let's just check it, the output. So let's check the output. So first area of square, then area of trapezoid and area of rectangle. Now why it is calculating 0? Let's just check it. Maybe some wrong in calculations. Okay. Let me just put it like this way. Alright, let's check it. Still 0. Let me just make it 0.5. Now let's try to do it. That was happening because 1 by 2, it will take it as 0, it will take it, convert it into the integer. That's why it was happening like that. So when I converted it into the double, it gives me the correct answer. Alright, so this is how overloading concept works. Try the third question by yourself. You have to create a class calculator, overload the volume method, and then write the test class. Now going ahead to the overriding method. The first question is explained in the lab sheet, lab exercise itself. Create a class employee, right? So here is the, now if you have noticed in the overloading we have not created any inheritance. Create a class employee, include the instance variables employee ID, employee name and department. So we have employee ID, employee name and department. Now we need to have the parameterized constructor to initialize the variables. So here is the constructor. Next we need to have a print method to print the values of the instance variables. So here we are going to print the values of the instance variables. Next we need to have a class called manager. Next we need to have a class called manager, which should be derived from class employee. Manager extends employee, and we have 3 instance variables. Salary, bonus and allowance are all are double type variables. And then we have the constructor, parameterized constructor. Of course we are going to use the super keyword, and then we are going to initialize. Here we are going to make the print method again. So if you see, the method is overridden, print method is overridden over here. So we are going to print salary, bonus and allowance, and here we are going to create an object of the manager class and pass all the parameters and print. Now in this case, which print method will be called? The child class print method will be called, which belongs to the class manager. So hence it will call the print method of the child class, whereas the print method of the parent class is overridden. This is called as overriding. Now in case of overriding, if you see, exactly the same type, exactly the same number of parameters. If it does not have parameter, it should not have parameter. Exactly the same type. This is called as overriding. Alright, now let's try to do this question. Create a class called book. So let's create a class called book. Alright, public class book. Include the instance variables book ID, book name and price. So 2 string variables. I have string, book ID, book name, and 1 more variable which is of type double, and it's the price. Double price. Now parameterized constructor to initialize the instance variables. So public book, string ID, string name and string price. So book ID is equals to ID, book name is equals to name, this dot price is equals to price, because local and the class variable have the same name. Alright, now we have what do we have now? We have a print method to print the value of the data of the instance variable. So what we have is public void print. So system dot out dot println the book ID is plus book ID book name is plus book name, price is plus price. So the book class is done. Okay, where are the incompatible types? Yes, because it should be double. Next is, we need to create an author class derived from book. Author, public class author extends book. Now what does this class has? This class has two variables, author ID and author name, both are of double type. Double author ID this should be actually string type. Author ID and author name should be string type. I cannot have a double type. String author ID. I cannot have a name in double. Author name. And then I should have the parameterized constructor. Public author. I will first of all pass the parameters from here. Then from the child class, string ID, string name. So super, and I will pass here ID, name and price. Then ID is, author ID is equals to ID, initializing this class variable, and author name is equals to name. Now again I should have a print method over here. So overriding the parent class method, public void print. So I am going to print author ID and author name over here. Author ID, author name, so it's done. Yes, because A is capital. Because they have same and A ID and A name, so I write here A and A. Alright, now we will write the test class. So we will write a test class, test book, main class, test author, we will create an object of the author class. Author A1 is equals to new author. Let's check how many number of parameters. First two should be string, then double, then two string. Okay. First of all is the book name, Java. then sorry, it should be the book ID. Yeah, it should be the book ID 101B, then book name Java, then price, let's make it 420, 410. Then what do we have? Author ID 246B10, any ID, and author name. Now let's call the print method. When I write here a1.print, now child class print method will be executed, so it will only print okay. Let's check how many parameters. 2 string, double, and then 2 string. 2 string, double, and then 2 string methods. Let's compile it. Okay, so it's working fine. Alright, so now it will only print the author ID and the author name. Let's just run it. So author ID and author name is printed. Now if I want to run the parent class method also, so here I need to write the keyword super.print, then it will print the parent class print method also. Alright, so this was about overriding. Now there is a question number 3 which you can do it by yourself. You have to create a class vehicle, 2 instance variables, then parameterized constructor, again a print method. Create a class car derived from vehicle. It has 2 instance variables, then parameterized constructor, and then the print method. Then write the test class and call the instance methods of both the classes. Alright, so here it says call the instance methods of both the classes. So if I want to call the method of the parent class also, here I should write super.print. So let's just check it. It will print now all the information. So all the information is now printed. Same way you have to do this third question. Alright, now the last question is inheritance using the private instance variables. We have discussed the access modifiers in the theory class. So this is a program based on the private instance variables. The program has been done for you. You can try some other program also. Okay, so create a class geometric shape. So create a class simple geometric shape with 2 private instance variables, and it has color and name which is of string type, and we need to create a parameterized constructor to initialize the value of instance variable, and then we need to create public get and set method for the private instance variables. This thing we have learned in Java also. So if a class has the private variables, we can access the private variables of a class in the test class by using the accessor and the mutator methods, which are getter and the setter methods. So the program has already been done for you. So simple geometric shape with 2 private instance variables. So this is a simple geometric shape class. It has 2 private instance variables, color and name. Now we have created a parameterized constructor, and we have initialized the instance variable. Now since these are private variables, we have to create the public method so that it can be accessed by the child class. So that's why we are writing over here the accessor and the mutator methods. So set color, for setting the color, public void, as we know that set methods do not have the return type and the get methods always have the return type, and the return type is the same as the data type for that variable is defined. So public void set color, and we will pass a string variable because our variable is of type color. And then we have the get color method. Similarly, we have the set name and the get name method. Next is we need to create another class circle from the simple geometric shape, which extends from simple geometric shape class, and it has one private instance variable which is of type double. The name is radius. We need to create a parameterized constructor and getter and setter method, and apart from this we need to create two more methods, area and perimeter, which should calculate and return the area and perimeter of a circle. So here what we have is circle from extends simple geometric shape. So it has only one data member, radius. Then we are creating the parameterized constructor. These two variables are from the parent class and this is of the child class. So we are initializing. Now since this is private variable, we need to make a get and set method. So set radius, this is a private variable, but we need to create get radius and the set radius method. So getter and the setter method for this variable. Apart from this, we need to create two more methods, area and perimeter, get area and get perimeter. Now get area will calculate the area of the circle, which is pi r square, so radius into radius, and we are using the math class over here, or you can just write 3.14. Then we are calculating the perimeter of the circle. So let's just compile the first class. We compile the child class. Now what's the third class? Third class is rectangle from simple geometric shape. So again it's a example of the multi-level inheritance, which extends from the parent class. Now it has two private variables, height and width, parameterized constructor we need to define, public get and set method, and two methods, get area and get perimeter, which will calculate the area and perimeter of a rectangle. So same thing over here. This is a class extended from simple geometric shape, two variables, parameterized constructor. So since the variables are private, so get width, get height, set height, getter and setter methods. Then get area, it will calculate the area of the rectangle and the formula is width into height. Get perimeter will calculate the perimeter of a rectangle and the formula is 2 multiplied in bracket width plus height. Let's just compile it. And the last one is we need to create a test class and print the information for the child classes, for the child classes. So let's just compile it. Alright, now the test class. In the test class I have two child classes, circle and rectangle. Circle and rectangle, it's a hierarchical inheritance, it's not multi-level inheritance. We have two children from the same parent class. So we are going to create the object of the circle class. Now let's go to the circle class. In the constructor it takes three parameters. First one is type color, then name, then radius. So we have passed over here, first one is type color, white, circle, and radius is 2. Then we are calling all the methods. What were the methods? Get radius, get area, get perimeter. So get color, get name. Now get color method is not defined in the circle class. Get color method is defined in the parent class. So we can call the parent class method. Get color, get name, radius, area, and perimeter. Same thing we are doing for the rectangle class also. We have passed the three parameters. Let me just make it blue color, any color, and we have to pass here 4 parameters. If you see over here, 4 parameters in the constructor are passed. And then what we are printing, get color, get name, get area, and get perimeter. You can print the height and width also if you want, whatever the methods. So let's try to execute it. So the color is white. Get color method. Get color method belongs to the parent class. Get name method also belongs to the parent class. Radius belongs to the child class, which is circle from simple geometric shape, and then it is calculating area and perimeter, and same thing is for the rectangle class also. So that's all about this lab sheet. Thank you so much.